Good morning to one and all present here. I extend a warm and heartful welcome to each one of you to the celebration of National Technology Day organized by the Department of Computer Science and Application, Atal Bihari Vajpayee University, Bilaspur. Let us now begin the day with the traditional lighting of the lamp, symbolizing the light of knowledge, innovation and wisdom. I request Honorable Vice Chancellor Sir and Dr. H.S. Hota Sir for lamp lighting ceremony. कुलगीत
बिलासा में बिलसता विश्वविद्यालय अटल है। बिलासा में बिलसता विश्वविद्यालय अटल है। महामाया की कृपा बरसती जिस पर धवल है। हमारा विश्वविद्यालय अटल है। योगः कौशलं कर्मस्य मंत्रित ज्ञान कामंदे सिचा शिवनाथ अर्पा सलिल से विज्ञान कामंदे। गढ़ा छत्तीस गढ़ के गढ़ में नालंदा नवल है। हमारा विश्वविद्यालय अटल है। शहीदों संत कवियों की माटी काले हीरों के जवारा चतुरगढ़ मल्हार संस्कृति के नजीरों के। सनातन सृजन से संधान का संकुल सकल है। हमारा विश्वविद्यालय अटल है। पर्वत काननों से सुसज्जित आदि सभ्यता से प्रकृति की भव्यता से दिव्यता से नव्यता से उदधि सा धीर व्यापक व्योम सा भूसा चल है। पवन सा सतत सक्रिय प्रखर रवि सा जो प्रबल है। हमारा विश्वविद्यालय अटल है। हमारा विश्वविद्यालय अटल है।
Thank you, sir. As many of you know, National Technology Day is observed every year on 11th May to commemorate a significant milestone in India's technological journey. It was on this day in 1998 that India successfully conducted the Pokhran-2 nuclear test, showcasing our country's advancement in science and technology on the global stage. Since then, 11th May has been celebrated to honor our scientists, engineers, and innovators, the minds that shape the future through their relentless pursuit of knowledge, discovery, and invention. While today's event comes a few days after the official date, The spirit remains the same to celebrate technology as a driving force of development, empowerment, and transformation. So, in today's program, I welcome you all from the Department of Computer Science and Application. Now, I request Dr. H.S. Hota sir to welcome our Honorable Vice Chancellor sir with a bouquet. Thank you, sir. Now I request Jitendra sir to welcome Dr. H.S. Hota sir and Dr. Kaladhar sir with a bouquet. Thank you, sir. From artificial intelligence and data science to clean energy and space exploration, technology touches every part of our lives. And today, we come together not just to reflect on what has been achieved, but to inspire one another to contribute meaningfully to the technological progress of our nation and the world. Let us remember, it is not only about machines or code, but about how we can use knowledge to make our life better, solve real problems, and create a better future. So now I request Dr. H.S. Hota sir to give a brief introduction of today's program.
Wish you very happy National Technology Day to all of you. The distinguished guest on the dais, Honorable Vice Chancellor, sir. The head of the Department of Microbiology and Bioinformatics, Dr. Kaladhar. My faculty colleague from my department, Dr. Shreya Sahu, Dr. Jitendra, Dr. Pallavi, and all other faculty members. My dear students, आज 13 मई है. We celebrate National Technology Day on 11th of May every year. As Dr. Shreya has informed you that why we celebrate National Technology Day every year on 11th May. The theme of the National Technology Day of this year is Yantra, Y-A-N-T-R-A, Yantra. So we celebrate National Technology Day to know the advancement, technical advancement of our country, how we are going ahead in terms of technology. As you know that India is not a country of adopting technology, but it is becoming a global leader of technology. We are celebrating National Technology Day since 2023, when Professor Manu Sood from Simla University, Himachal Pradesh, was our chief guest in 2023. And continuously, we are celebrating this particular day. Being a Department of Science and Technology, it's our commitment, it's our responsibility to celebrate National Technology Day as well as IoT Day. As you know that this is a word, quantum computing. The entire world is celebrating quantum computing year this year. So we are going to celebrate Quantum Computing Day also in the next week. The department is celebrating this National Technology Day with full of activities. We have the top scientist from USA, Mr. Akanksha Kumar, who is going to deliver a talk on agentic AI in online mode. He is a senior data analyst in USA and the director of one company, secret company of USA. So he will talk about agentic AI in retail sector. Apart from this, we have the quiz competition related to technology and artificial intelligence. As we know that India is working very well in the field of artificial intelligence, the government of India has decided to invest 10,000 crores in AI India project. So my friend, this is our responsibility to make you aware about the technological advancement and development of our country. And due to this, we are committed to celebrate National Technology Day. Once again, I welcome Honorable Vice Chancellor, who always encourages us and motivate us for this kind of academic program. And once again, I welcome you all in this National Technology Day. Thank you very much to all of you.
Thank you, sir. Now I request our Honorable Vice Chancellor, Professor A.D.N. Vajpayee, sir, to say few words to us.
At the outset, I would like to congratulate Professor Sota and his entire team, including Jitendra Gupta ji, Shia Sahu, Pallavi Singh, and many others, for having organized this National Technology Day. We all know why do we celebrate this day, 13th May every year. Shia Sahu has already explained. Is it the day we are celebrating or National Technology event we are celebrating? Because National Technology, national is the adjective added to technology as well as day, isn't it? To me, this adjective prefix to the technology is more important than the day. This is national technology. India is moving towards developing its own indigenous technology systems at a very fast speed. Those days are gone when we were just depending upon sometimes Soviet Union, sometimes United States of America, sometimes France, sometimes Japan, Germany, for importing not only the technology but also those raw material, those equipments which are required to develop technology indigenously. दोनों चीज़ों के लिए हम डिपेंड करते थे, डायरेक्ट टेक्नोलॉजी के लिए भी और टेक्नोलॉजी जिन चीज़ों से बनाई जाती उन चीज़ों के लिए भी। जब क्रायोजेनिक इंजन बना रहा था भारतवर्ष, तब अमेरिका ने मना कर दिया, हम फ्यूल नहीं देंगे इसके लिए। तब अगेन वी हैव टू डिपेंड अपॉन फ्रांस और सोवियत यूनियन to provide those material to make our cryogenic engine. टेक्नोलॉजी डे, नेशनल टेक्नोलॉजी डे इसलिए भी महत्वपूर्ण हो जाता है इस बार मनाना। अभी आप सब लोगों ने बड़ी बारीकी से देखा होगा किस प्रकार से ऑपरेशन सिंदूर के अंतर्गत भारतवर्ष की तीनों सेनाओं ने जिस प्रकार से अटैक किया, हमारी वायु सेना ने, थल सेना ने और जल सेना ने, किस प्रकार से पाकिस्तान के जो टेररिस्ट सेंटर्स थे उन पर अटैक किया, किस प्रकार से उनके ड्रोन को जो है वो नलीफाई किया, उसमें जो है बहुत कुछ भारतवर्ष की अपनी खुद की टेक्नोलॉजी, वॉर टेक्नोलॉजी थी। तो मुझे लगता है कि आप लोग उस पर भी काम करें। अभी कल क्या हुआ है, कल या परसों राजनाथ सिंह ने और योगी ने मिलकर के अपना ब्रह्मोस मिसाइल्स का जो है प्रोडक्शन सेंटर जो डेवलप किया है, उसको फास्ट ट्रैक पर ले जाने की बातचीत की है। ये ब्रह्मोस मिसाइल जो है वो ये सोवियत यूनियन का कोई ओसाई का और ब्रह्मास्त्र हमरिया का, उन दोनों का मिला जुला स्वरूप है। अभी हमको इसरो के एक पुराने साइंटिस्ट मिले थे, सेल्वा मूर्ति जी, उन्होंने बताया। और ये ब्रह्मोस मिसाइल जो है वो APJ कलाम का एम्बिशियस प्रोजेक्ट था। और उसके जो CEO हैं डॉक्टर सुधीर मिश्रा, वो मेरे बहुत क्लोज हैं। मैं चाहूँगा सुधीर मिश्रा को भी एशिया में नंबर दे दूँगा, उनसे कांटेक्ट करके आज ये कल ब्रह्मोस मिसाइल उसके डायनेमिक्स किस प्रकार के होते हैं, ही कैन स्पीक ऑनलाइन टू ऑल ऑफ यू। ही इज़ वेरी क्लोज टू मी, ही इज़ फ्रॉम जबलपुर ओनली, और हमारे स्टूडेंट जैसे ही हैं। तो ब्रह्मोस मिसाइल का भी अपना है। तो मेरा ये कहना है कि आप लोगों को जो नेशनल टेक्नोलॉजी साहब स्वदेशी तकनीकी, राष्ट्रीय तकनीकी, राष्ट्रवादी तकनीकी, तो अभी एक तो ये देखें कि हम लोग जो तकनीकी का उपयोग कर रहे हैं वो हम कहाँ कहाँ से तकनीकी का आयात करते हैं। मैंने आपकी एब्सेंस बताया, जो ब्रह्मोस मिसाइल के जो CEO थे अभी रिटायर हुए हैं, सुधीर मिश्रा, इज़ पर्सनली नोन टू मी। ब्रह्मोस जो था कि ब्रह्मास्त्र अपना ओसाई क्या सोवियत यूनियन का, दोनों मिलजुल बनाया था, भारतवर्ष ने बनाया था, इंडिजिनस टेक्नोलॉजी बनाया था। और परसों ही बहुत बड़ा उसका रिप्रोडक्शन सेंटर राजनाथ सिंह और योगी ने कहीं पर इनाग्रेट किया, मैं उसको देख रहा था। तो मैं आई शेयर दैट नंबर ऑफ सुधीर मिश्रा विद यू, यू कैन टॉक विद हिम एंड अरेंज इसी talk of Sudhir Mishra also online, who is very comfortable. तो जो नेशनल टेक्नोलॉजी है, नेशनलिस्ट टेक्नोलॉजी है, स्वदेशी तकनीकी है, उसको कैसे हम आगे बढ़ाएं। तो एक छोटी सी स्टडी आप में से कुछ लोग ले लीजिए, छोटा सा प्रोजेक्ट ले लीजिए, सब कुछ आपको जो है अवेलेबल है, गूगल उपलब्ध है। हमारा टेक्नोलॉजी का इंपोर्ट कितना है और किन किन टेक्नोलॉजीज़ का इंपोर्ट है, किन किन कंट्रीज से इंपोर्ट है, और उस पर कितने $मिलियन हम खर्च कर रहे हैं। एक स्टडी तो ये हो गई हमारी। फिर पहले कितना था और अब कितना है वो देख लीजिए, और उसको रिप्लेस करने के लिए हमारी क्या तैयारी चल रही है, हमारे किस प्रकार से हम उसको रिप्लेस करने के बारे में कोशिश कर रहे हैं। फॉर एग्ज़ाम्पल राफेल हमने फ्रांस से जो है आयात किया, क्या राफेल का सब्स्टिट्यूट हम बना रहे हैं, उस तरफ बढ़ा रहे हैं क्या? हमने S-400 सोवियत यूनियन की जो सबसे बड़ी फास्ट ट्रैक अटैक करने वाली जो मिसाइल्स अटैक करने वाली हमने लिया, इंपोर्ट किया, क्या उसको रिप्लेस करने के लिए हम कुछ कर रहे हैं क्या? जो न्यूक्लियर पावर है, न्यूक्लियर पावर के बारे में भी सभी लोग, सारे देश आजकल न्यूक्लियर पावर बनाने की तरफ बढ़ते चले जा रहे हैं। हमारी क्या तैयारी उस तरफ पड़ रही है, और न्यूक्लियर बम बनाने के लिए क्या मटेरियल चाहिए वो हमारे पास उपलब्ध है कि नहीं उपलब्ध है। ये सारी चीज़ें जो है हमको जो है वो एज अ स्टूडेंट, एज एन अलर्ट स्टूडेंट ऑफ अटल बिहारी वाजपेयी यूनिवर्सिटी हमको पता होना चाहिए। खाली यहाँ पर नेशनल टेक्नोलॉजी डे हमने मनाया, एक आकांक्षा जी अभी आपको लेक्चर देंगे, उनका एक स्पेशलाइजेशन होगा, वो लेक्चर आपका होगा, वो ज़रूर सुनिए आप। लेकिन इसके ऊपर उठ कर के भी एक जागरूक नागरिक की हैसियत से हमारी जिम्मेदारी बनती है। वो जिम्मेदारी निभाने के लिए जो हम बता रहे हैं कुछ चीज़ें, हम आपको ज़रूरी हो जाता है। हम बहुत तेज़ी से विकास कर रहे हैं, लेकिन जितनी तेज़ी से विकास कर रहे हैं उससे कहीं तेज़ी से तकनीकी बढ़ रही है। टेक्नोलॉजी इज मूविंग फास्टर देन द स्पीड ऑफ आवर ग्रोथ। तो उस बढ़ती हुई तकनीकी के साथ में हमने ग्रोथ के पैरामीटर्स को कैसे हम अटैच कर सकते हैं, वो थोड़ा सा हमको ज़रूर देखना पड़ेगा। फिर टेक्नोलॉजी के यूज़ के बारे में हमको चिंता करनी है। अभी क्या सोचते हो, जो सीज़ फायर हुआ, सीज़ फायर ऐसे ही हो गया था क्या? अगर पाकिस्तान आपसे टेक्नोलॉजिकली 1 इंच भी सुपीरियर होता, मैं बहुत ही खुले मन से बोल रहा हूँ, खुले मन से और खुले मंच से बोल रहा हूँ, अगर मान लीजिए कि 1 इंच भी सुपीरियर होता तो क्या वो सीज़ फायर करता? कभी नहीं करता। वो तैयार बैठा हुआ है, उसने अपने टेररिस्ट भेजे, बाद में जब थोड़ा सा उसको लगा कि उसका जो न्यूक्लियर बेस पर अटैक होने वाला है, उनकी इंटेलिजेंस तो है ही है, उनके जो मित्र देशों ने बताया कि आप समझ जाओ, तब उनका जो डायरेक्टर जनरल मिलिट्री ऑपरेशंस है उसने तुरंत हमारे डीजीएमओ से बातचीत की और सीज़ फायर की बातचीत की। और भारतवर्ष ने जो उसका कमिटमेंट है पीस के लिए, उस पीस का कमिटमेंट इसी बात से सिद्ध कर दिया। यदि भी आलोचना हुई और सच मानिए हमें भी अच्छा नहीं लगा सीज़ फायर इतनी जल्दी क्यों हो गया। हम लोग चाह रहे थे कुछ और लड़ाई होती, कुछ और देखते, कुछ और एक्साइटमेंट होता, हो गई। लेकिन युद्ध जो है किसी भी चीज़ का जो है समाधान नहीं हुआ करता। हम शांति प्रिय देश हैं। कल आपने प्रधानमंत्री जी की स्पीच सुनी थी, किसने किसने सुनी? क्यों भाई, अगर एक बम गिर पड़ता छत्तीसगढ़ पे तो बचते आप लोग क्या बिलासपुर में? तो ऐसी क्या समझी मायूसी कि हम ऐसे शांत चित्त होकर के बैठे होने से कुछ होने वाला नहीं है हमारे ऊपर। और तो मिसाइल तो क्या है, तुम्हारे दिमाग की स्पीड से ज़्यादा स्पीड चलती है मिसाइल। तो एक गिरना था, इतिहास की वस्तु बन जाते हैं हम लोग। जो तो उन सेनानियों के लिए सुनना चाहिए जिन्होंने अपनी जान गंवाई। आप लोग अलर्ट होइए। आप लोग ऐसे चुपचाप आपस में बैठ के बातचीत गुठियाने से देश नहीं चलने वाला है। मैं देख रहा हूँ पीछे 2 लड़के लोग आपस में बात कर रहे हैं, ये नहीं चलने वाला। आप लोग पढ़िए, जो सुनना दूर है, आज अखबार भरे पड़े हैं फ्रंट पेज के। आप लोग अखबार पढ़ते नहीं पढ़ते? कौन कौन लोग अखबार नहीं पढ़ते हैं बताइए? पढ़ते हैं कि नहीं पढ़ते? अगर अखबार पढ़ते हैं तो फ्रंट पेज की न्यूज़ है, उनके आइटम्स देखिए क्या क्या बातें करते हैं। प्रधानमंत्री ने सैल्यूट किया है हमारे सेनानियों की। आप कल्पना करिए कि शादी हो रही है, शादी के तुरंत बाद हमारा सैनिक जाता है वहाँ पर, वो काल कवलित हो जाता है। क्या बीतती होगी उस महिला पर। छोटे छोटे बच्चे, जब 8 साल की लड़की अपने पिता को मुखाग्नि दे रही सैल्यूट करते हुए, तो कलेजा नहीं कांपता आप लोगों का? क्या कल्पना करिए उस लड़की की जगह आप खड़े हो, उस बेटी की जगह हम खड़े हुए हैं, उस सैनिक के स्थान पर हमारा भाई खड़ा हुआ है, हमारे पिताजी खड़े हुए हैं। उस कल्पना से, उस संवेदनशीलता के साथ में आपको जुड़ना चाहिए और देश की प्रत्येक गति के साथ में आपको जुड़ना चाहिए। ये खाली व्हाट्सएप पर बैठ के रंगीन फ़ोटो देखना, शेयर करना, इधर उधर बातें करने से देश नहीं चलेगा, आप भी नहीं चल पाओगे, कुछ नहीं होने वाला देश। तो मैं जो कह रहा था, टेक्नोलॉजी केवल वार टेक्नोलॉजी नहीं है। जैसे शिया करे तो टेक्नोलॉजी आपके घर में खाना बनाने से लेके, खाना खाने से लेकर के खाना पचाने तक सब पूरी टेक्नोलॉजी चल रही है। आपके कपड़े धोने से लेकर के वो टेक्नोलॉजी चल रही है। पूरी मार्केट जो है, पूरा विश्व बाज़ार जो है टेक्नोलॉजी चलता है। अब प्रश्न उठता है हम इसको एप्रोप्रिएट टेक्नोलॉजी में कैसे कन्वर्ट करें। हमें देखना होगा हमारे भारतवर्ष। देखिए, 2 क्षेत्र एकदम साफ साफ तय कर लीजिए। टेक्नोलॉजी के लिए। वॉर टेक्नोलॉजी को हमें बिल्कुल अलग रखना पड़ेगा। वॉर टेक्नोलॉजी कैन नॉट बी एसोसिएटेड विद डोमेस्टिक कंजम्पशन ओरिएंटेड टेक्नोलॉजी और प्रोडक्शन टेक्नोलॉजी एट होम। बहुत स्पष्ट बात है। और स्वदेशी की परिभाषा में बहुत साफ साफ बोलता हूँ मैं तो, यदि मान लीजिए जो चीज़ अपने देश में हम पैदा नहीं कर सकते और ज़रूरी है तो उसको आयातित करना भी स्वदेशी के अंतर्गत होगा। जैसे कि राफेल हम नहीं बना सकते तो राफेल का आयात करना देश की ज़रूरत है, वो हमारे स्वदेशी भावना के अंतर्गत ही आएगा कि देश की रक्षा करने की जितना ज़रूरी है। लेकिन इसके अतिरिक्त जो भी टेक्नोलॉजीज़ हम उपयोग में ला रहे हैं, चाहे वो कृषि के क्षेत्र में हो, चाहे उद्योग के क्षेत्र में हो, चाहे ट्रांसपोर्टेशन के क्षेत्र में, इंफ्रास्ट्रक्चर के क्षेत्र में, सब में, उसको हमें अपने देश की जो संरचना है उसमें उसकी एप्रोप्रिएटनेस, उसकी प्रोप्राइटी हमको देखनी पड़ेगी। हम चाहेंगे हमारे विद्यार्थी उस पर भी काम करें, तब जाकर के नेशनल टेक्नोलॉजी डे जिसको हम मना रहे हैं यहाँ पर, it should not be merely lecturing and listening job of computer science department. We'll have to come out with this psychology, simply sitting and attending to the class, nothing doing. इससे कुछ नहीं होने वाला है। आप अटेंड करो या नहीं करो, इससे फ़र्क नहीं पड़ता जब तक आप इन्वॉल्व नहीं होंगे चीज़ों में। और इन्वॉल्व होने के लिए हम आपसे नहीं कहते हैं कि तैयार हो, बैठो जहाज़ में सीधे चले जाओ सरहद पे, वो नहीं चाह रहे हैं। आप जहाँ बैठे हो उसको ही अपनी सरहद मान के युद्ध की मानसिकता में आना, काम करना, पढ़ाई युद्ध की मानसिकता में आके पढ़ाई करना भी समझिए कि देश की सेवा है। जैसे कहते हैं वार फुटिंग तैयारी करना है हमको। जी तो वार फुटिंग से तात्पर्य होता है कि हम एक भी पल बिना गंवाए हुए, एक भी क्षण को बिना गंवाए हुए हमें अपने मन को उस स्तर पर ले आना है जिसमें कि सामने हमको देश दिखाई पड़े, दुश्मन को दिखाई पड़े, कुछ सहयोगी दिखाई पड़े, और जब निर्णय लेना हो तो मान जाए हमारा कोई भी साथी नहीं, हमारा कोई भी साथी नहीं, हम अकेले हैं। जब ये भाव आएगा हम अकेले हैं तो आपकी तैयारी जो है दूसरी तरीके की होगी। प्रधानमंत्री जी ने कहा जब पहले दिन अटैक किया, जब भारतवर्ष लड़ता है तो किसी सुनता नहीं है, हम किसी की बात नहीं सुनते। जब जिस टेक्नोलॉजी डे की बात कर रहे हैं, या 1998 अटल जी ने किया था पोखरण में, है ना, 11 मई को। तो जब अटल जी ने 11 मई 1998 को पोखरण विस्फोट किया और उसका टाइटल बुद्धा मुस्कराता है, यही था ना, स्माइलिंग बुद्धा, ये उसका कोड वर्ड था, बुद्धा मुस्कुराता है। और कल हमने बुद्ध पूर्णिमा मनाई है, कल ही बुद्धा मुस्कुराता है। तो जब उन्होंने किया तो उनको पता था कि भारतवर्ष पर प्रतिबंध लगेंगे, सैंक्शंस लगेंगे, और संसार के लगभग सारे देशों ने, इनको अमेरिका, सब ने सैंक्शंस लगा दिए थे। कितना बड़ा साहस होगा उस व्यक्ति के अंदर जिसके नाम पर हमारा विश्वविद्यालय बना हुआ है। वो भी चाहते चुपचाप बैठ जाते, नहीं करना, नहीं करना। मैं आपको एक घटना बताता हूँ कैसे निर्णय लेते हैं। 1971 का जो जिसने युद्ध को लीड किया था, लेफ्टिनेंट जनरल अरोरा, जगजीत सिंह अरोरा, कभी उनकी हिस्ट्री उठा कर देखिए। मेरी उनसे एक बार मुलाकात हो गई तो मैंने उनसे कहा कि मुझे सर बताइए आपके जीवन का सबसे रोमांचक क्षण बताइए। आप तो 1971 के हीरो रहे। तो बोले क्या बताऊं, मुझे पता था युद्ध तो लड़ना है। मैं मिसेस गांधी से मिलने गया जो अल्टीमेट ऑर्डर उन्हीं का था। रात के ठीक 11:59 पे टाइम दिया था उन्होंने, 11:59 टाइम दिया था। और मैं जब पहुंचा मिसेस गांधी शेरनी की तरह दोनों हाथ पीछे हुए अपने राउंड वहाँ से वहाँ चल रही थी। मैंने जाके सैल्यूट मारा तो उन्होंने मुझे देखा नहीं, और जब आई लौट करके मैंने सैल्यूट मारा, मैंने देखा बोले जनरल गो अहेड, और अबाउट टर्न होकर चली गई और 12 बजे ठीक हमने अटैक कर दिया था। ये होता है साहस। जनरल अरोरा एक्शन में आने वाले हैं, लेकिन जिसने निर्णय लिया, मिसेस गांधी हों, चाहे वो अटल जी हों, चाहे वो नरेंद्र मोदी हों, सब उसी गोत्र के, सब उसी क्रम में चलते चले आते हैं। ये भारत की सेना। मैं चाहता हूँ आप लोग आज नेशनल टेक्नोलॉजी डे पे कुछ सोचिए, कुछ पढ़िए इसके बारे में, देखिए कितने कितने बड़े रहस्य हमारे पास में छुपे हुए हैं। खाली आप यहाँ पर एमएससी कंप्यूटर साइंस, एमसीए कर लीजिए, बहुत अच्छी बात है, सीखेंगे। लेकिन जहाँ आपने अपने व्यक्तित्व में ये चीज़ें डाली तो आपका व्यक्तित्व और उभर के निखरेगा। और जो आप काम करें, जो डिग्री आप पा रहे हो, उस डिग्री का देखिएगा और डिग्री की वैल्यू ऑटोमेटिक बढ़ जाएगी। डिग्री का आप ओन करोगे, डिग्री की उपयोगिता बढ़ जाएगी। मैं फिर से प्रोफेसर एच.एस. सोता और इनकी पूरी टीम जो है उसको बधाई देता हूँ। प्रोफेसर कलाधर जी माइक्रोबायोलॉजी डिपार्टमेंट के प्रोफेसर हेड हैं, इनको भी बधाई देता हूँ। आप सभी को बहुत सारी शुभकामनाएं, बधाइयाँ। वंदे मातरम।
बहुत बहुत धन्यवाद सर, आप हमेशा हमें मोटिवेट करते हैं। आज आपने एक लाइन कही, जब हमको पता होता है कि हम अकेले हैं तो हमारी तैयारी जो होती है वो एक अलग तरीके की होती है। हम कमज़ोर तभी पड़ते हैं जब हम दूसरों से एक्सपेक्ट करते हैं, दूसरों का साथ खोजते हैं। तो आप सभी के लिए बहुत अच्छा संदेश है कि आप हमेशा तैयारी ऐसे करें जैसे आप अकेले हैं। बहुत बहुत धन्यवाद सर। अब हमारे डिपार्टमेंट की एक इनिशिएटिव है जिसमें हम स्टूडेंट ऑफ द मंथ अनाउंस करते हैं। तो जैसा कि हम सभी को पता है, रेगुलर अटेंडेंस इज़ अ स्मॉल हैबिट बट इट मेक्स अ बिग डिफरेंस। ठीक है, रेगुलर अटेंडेंस इज़ अ रिफ्लेक्शन ऑफ डिसिप्लिन, डेडिकेशन एंड अ सिंसियर एटीट्यूड टुवर्ड्स लर्निंग. By showing up every day, you are already taking the most important step towards success. So the student of the month is selected purely on the basis of attendance, sir. Attendance percentage in the department, in the classroom basically. So this recognition is meant to encourage all our students to maintain regularity and value the learning process. So I request all the dignitaries to award student of the month. I will announce the name of the students. Please come forward and collect your certificates. Aditya Gupta from BSc 4th semester. Sahil Ram Shankar, BSc 4th semester for the month of April. जी sir. Akhil Mishra, BSc 6th semester for the month of April. आरती राठौर, MSc 2nd semester, March month. Nilesh Lakra for the month of March, MSc 2nd semester. Himanshu Sao, MSc 2nd semester for the month of April. Harshika Devangan, MCA 2nd semester for the month of March. Shubhangi Devangan, MCA 2nd semester for the month of March. Harshika Devangan, MCA 2nd semester for the month of April. Thank you so much, sir. So I invite Dr. H.S. Sota, sir, for formal vote of thanks.
I welcome Dr. Akanksha Kumar, who has joined online for his lecture. So before that, actually, Honorable Vice Chancellor want to leave. So I am very much thankful to Honorable Vice Chancellor for being with us today in this National Technology Day celebration. I'm thankful to Dr. Kaladhar, all the students and all my faculty members. Wish you a very happy National Technology Day once again to all of you. And we are here to listen Dr. Akanksha Kumar for his expert talk on agentic AI in retail. Thank you very much.
Thank you, sir. So it is a moment of great honor and pride for all of us to welcome a visionary in the field of artificial intelligence and data science, Dr. Akanksha Kumar, who joined us as the keynote speaker for today's celebration. Let me give a brief introduction of him. Dr. Kumar is currently the Director of Data Science and Analytics at Victoria's Secret and Corporation India. He leads transformative initiatives that apply artificial intelligence across the online retail value chain. With a PhD from Texas A&M University College Station and over 19 years of distinguished experience spanning from both research and industry, his contributions are truly remarkable. He has previously held leadership roles in top organizations such as Geo Platforms, Sant, and DuPont Pioneer. He has filed over 20 patents with 9 granted and authored more than 15 peer-reviewed papers. Beyond that, he is an active contributor of the AI community, speaking at various academic and industrial platforms. Dr. Kumar, we are truly grateful for your presence. On behalf of our entire university, we warmly welcome you to celebrate this Technology Day. Now I request you to please start your session, sir. Dr. Kumar, over to you.
Thank you for such a nice introduction, and thank you, Professor Hota, for giving me this opportunity to kind of interact with the students and obviously right, share my knowledge that I have gained throughout my career. So, am I audible?
Yes, sir.
Okay, perfect. Thank you. Yeah. So I want it to be interactive because it is just not a one directional information flow, right? So I will obviously be talking about agentic AI, somewhat about retail, and also I want students to also interact in terms of a career in data science because that is something that I have been always right getting questions from students. Right? So we will make it interactive. And yes, I know it's already 12:30 and obviously time 1 o'clock, 1:30 we'll have lunch, but then we'll try to cover as much as possible and we'll make it interactive, I think. Knowledge, transfer of knowledge is the key here, not just going through the slides and just speaking. So the topic of today's discussion is agentic AI and applied to retail. And I think in the last couple of years, language models and agents using language models have actually become prominent. And uh, being in retail for a good amount of time, right? And naturally, we see the advantages of using agents, and therefore, have been using a lot of agentic AI in different say, modules in retail. And so I'm currently working as a director, Victoria's Secret and Co. And this is my email address, and my LinkedIn is Atom. So want to get connected, obviously you can ping me there, and this is my email ID, and you can always reach out to me. So we'll start. So the agenda would go like, what is agentic? And first and foremost thing, right? Why agentic and stuff. And then what makes it agentic, right? There are a few pillars around why something is called agentic, right? Then what do we focus in retail? I mean, so rather the general building blocks in retail. We'll also go one level deeper and understand the whole end-to-end system in retail, right? And where all agents can be used. Then there is a very special case where visual agents are used extensively in online retail. We'll talk about that. And then towards the end, we'll also talk about what are the different career prospects in AI and data science. So what is agentic? I mean, we have been hearing agents a lot, and um, what is agentic and how is it different from also the traditional as is methods that we already have been doing, right? Which is mostly deterministic in terms of they are rule based and logical, right? So how is agentic different from that, right? So agentic starts with a question is asked to an agent. Right? And it can be a prompt, it can be some workflow, some process in a workflow, all right? And a question is asked to an agent. Right? Now the agent, right, has a set of goals that it wants to meet, right? So think of the agent like your own, right? Uh, um, like your brain, right? I mean, you have a set of goals before answering a question, right? So agent is like that, which has a set of goals. It does reasoning, right? It has its own knowledge. Then based on what the question is asked, right? It does a reasoning, tries to map it to the goals, right? And then defines an action. It takes an action also, right? It defines an action and takes an action. So once the action is taken, right, and action usually happens in the outside world, right? It's in the environment. There is always a feedback from the environment, right? When you take an action, there is a feedback from the environment. So this feedback again goes to the agent, right? And sometimes the agent might prompt the user, right, based on the feedback, right? So there might be follow-up questions to this. Okay? Now, what is so? See, think of agent like a end keeper, right? But there has to be a brain, right? I had told you agent is a brain, but the brain is actually a language model. Right? So the LLM is the brain. And how is the LLM getting the knowledge? It obviously has its own learnings that has it has done, as well as it takes some knowledge from other databases and vector data. So understand that reasoning is not rule based, right? In a traditional case, it might be rule based, or in the as is case, but in an agentic AI, it is not at all rule based. It is depending on what the goals are, what the environment gave a feedback due to an action. Okay? And when we talk about action, action is nothing but uh, how do you, right? It's a task, right? How do you execute a task, right? And there are tools that does it, right? There are multiple tools, like web-based search, a call an API, or a customer support, or a scraping tool, right? Or SDK. So these are all tools. So before we move ahead, right, possibly we can have a few questions, like a couple of questions, 2, 3 questions. Or shall we have the questions at the end? Whatever is okay.
Sir, the student will ask question after your lecture.
Perfect, perfect. Thank you, thank you. Sure. So next, what makes it agentic? Right? I mean, we definitely looked at the building blocks of agents, but why is it called agentic? It's autonomy. Right? That is one of the uh, fundamental pillars on why it is called agentic, because there is no human intervention. Right? The agent just knows the goal and it just takes the user input as a question. But then the rest of the activities is completely automated and also discovered, explored, and acted by the agent without a human intervention. That's why it's called autonomy. It's goal oriented. I mean, even obviously it cannot be. I mean, no action is unbounded, right? It always has a goal to it, or it always has a um, uh, uh, end boundaries. Right? So so agents are goal oriented. Environment awareness, right? So they definitely take actions based on what the environment is, and after the action is taken, they get a feedback on how the environment perceives the action, right? This helps them learn and adapt, right? And then possibly helps them take the next decision, right? That is where learning and adaptation comes. So the reinforcement and the feedback leads to refinement and relearning. And obviously decision making, agents take the decisions by themselves. So it's not like they just give you insights, they also take the decisions, they also act, and they also have tasks that is executed. Right? But obviously those are bounded, the decision making process is bounded by the goal and the environment, right? And what the purpose is and what the context is. Now let's get into retail, right? I'll personally give a very, let's say, uh, uh, macroscopic view of how retail operates. Right? So, and what are the right set of questions, or what are right set of answers we actually get in retail, right? So building some system for retail, right? We need to answer all of these questions that I'm going to show you on the slide. Right? From search, right? When you start think about online, right? When you go to an online website, let it be an Amazon, Flipkart, Agio, or Victoria's Secret, right? The first step is show the right product, right? At the right place and the right price. Because if you look at the user interface, the web or the mobile app, the products are placed at the right place, right? I mean, there is a strategy, there is a data science thought process around where to place the product, right? Let's say two of you are opening the Amazon website at the same time and doing the search. Both of you have logged in. You will see two different ways the products are listed. So it is personalized. It looks at your historical behavior to kind of give you the product list. And also, a lot of the times you'll also see different prices, right? Which is like dynamic. So showing the right product at the right place and the right price, right? That is one of the aspects, right? So giving the right coupon or the right promotion would enable a sale. So eventually, an e-commerce website would want a sale to happen, right? So that, I mean, that is obviously the business metric. Therefore, again, right, every person sees a different coupon or a discount, right? So the right coupon and the right promotion, right? And the intention is, the goal is obviously to convert, right? To have a higher conversion from a search to a sale. Stocks, right? Again, it's like stores and warehouses, the right quantity of the right product and the right location, right, at the right price, right? So a lot of the times what happens is you have multiple warehouses, and these warehouses deliver to different parts of the country. So based on how the purchase behavior is in different regions, they actually stock the inventory. After the sale is happened, right? After someone, let's say you put it in the cart and then you pay for it and the sale is done, right? Dispatch the product from the right warehouse and through the right channel, whether it will be through air or through truck, right? And a right speed, right? Sometimes you might have a speed post or, let's say, a normal post. So that decision also happens. And then once the sale happens, that you want to replenish the product in the warehouse or in the store. So again, the right quantity and the right. See, in this, right, it mostly covers the whole value chain of retail. I mean, at the most broader way, or say macroscopic way that I can think of. And at a lot of places, you will see the word right. And therefore, AI and agents are there to actually define this right. So, so that is how online retail works. Now we'll get one level deeper and understand the different flows. An end-to-end system in retail. So a customer, right, goes to a website or an app, it discovers or searches a product. Now, uh, uh, there, to every customer, we obviously show the right discount and the price, right? And what is the data science problem there, right? It predicts the right price. See, I would be using the word agents and data science a lot of the times. Think about agent solving a data science problem, right? So that is how you would have to think about it. Then, based on the availability and stock out scenarios, that stock availability, it will place an order, right? So let's say you have placed an order and the product is there in multiple warehouses. It will look at what is the optimal place from where the stock has to be fulfilled. Then then they would define the package material and the type of product, like if it is grocery, you would have a different type of packaging. If it is fashion, a different type of packaging. Like if electronics, obviously different type of packaging. And then it will predict the packaging weight, the optimal material, and the type of package, right? To kind of decide on the dispatch basis of it. So, and then they will assign this package to the right delivery team, the transportation team, where this transportation, so now it is multiple delivery, right? So you have the product in a warehouse and there is a customer, right? So this transportation system should first go and pick it up from the warehouse and deliver it to the customer. Sometimes what happens is it might not deliver it directly to the customer, rather it would have a mid mile where it will transport it to a hub, and from the hub it goes to the customer. So the first leg is called a first mile, then the transport from that warehouse to the hub is called as a mid mile, and then the delivery of the product from the hub to the customer doorstep is called as the last mile. Now, identifying when to put the order, when to take the shipment in which transport mechanism or the vehicle is all an optimization problem. And from there, you obviously get an information saying, okay, you have a predicted delivery date, right? That is what the customer gets. And sometimes you also get the product delivery time when it says it will be delivered in 3 days, 2 days, or 5 days, whatever. Okay, now let's get into the inventory aspect of it, right? So you have seen stores, right? So, and products are put on the store. So that is the online part, right? The products are placed on the stores. Do you know that placing a product at a particular spot in the store is also a data science problem, right? Which product to be placed where? And that is where assortment and planner mapping happens. Right? Sometimes you might see fast moving products, they put some products near the checkout counter. Or let's say you go to a grocery store, you would see an island in the front where there will be discounted products. Then you would have a place where there is high value products. So there is a science around where to put the products, right? So you do not want to put a lot of the fast moving products at one place, because if you do that, you will have congestion, right? So a lot of these factors come into play, right? And what stock do you want to keep at a store as well as at a warehouse? Again, that is also an inventory use case where we look at safety stock and then the product demand. So in store display, they also look at the layout planning and they also recommend the optimal location for a product to be displayed. At several places, vendor is also a significant part, right? Why? Because we would want the product to be available at a store or a warehouse on time and at a cheapest price. So identifying the right vendor, optimizing in terms of which vendor has what lead time and increasing the availability so that our stock out is minimized is another aspect that needs a lot of intervention of science. Promotions, obviously, right? During promotions, the stocking mechanism also gets into toss because if not, right, during promotions, there might be an immediate lift in the sales, right? And then what what type of product and what quantity of product we want to keep, right? Again, see, understand that we cannot keep a lot of product because if you keep a lot of product, you have an inventory carrying cost and you don't want to also keep less product because you will have stock outs. So it's a trade-off between stock outs and the inventory carrying cost. Then there is this thing called as returns, right? And a lot of things in fashion is returned, right? Grocery returns are very less, right? So how do you predict the returns and recommend processes such that returns are reduced? Like in particular in grocery, right? When sorry, in fashion, right? A lot of people try to, let's say someone wants to purchase jeans. This person would try to purchase two different sizes of jeans, right? So that like if one fits, the other will be returned, right? So those kind of things, consumer behavior has to be taken care while stocking and while building the whole return pipeline. Right? Again, because return is expensive, there is also the whole transportation mechanism comes into place, where you have the first mile, the last mile, and the quality control. And understand all of these like needs back-end intelligence and science, right? There's a demand planning, there's events and indicators. So the sales, right? The demand or forecasting during the weekend will be different from a weekday. It will be different during Diwali, before Diwali and after Diwali, right? Market intelligence is an important factor because nowadays everyone uses internet. For everything they go and search at competitors, right? So understanding what the market prices are is important to do the pricing, right? Obviously location intelligence is required for transportation and the route optimization, right? But this is I would say a it's a one level deeper end-to-end system in retail, and in every retail online and offline most of these components definitely are used. Now let's see how agents might help here. So let's look at the search agent, right? So a search agent will help in the first part, which will mostly be doing the search and the relevance, right? So see, think about it, right? You go to an online website, let's say an Amazon or Flipkart, and you search for a smartphone. But if it shows you refrigerator and TV, will you have a good experience? Definitely no. Will this lead to a purchase? Definitely not. Right? So search is foremost because search is the first step in the when a user starts to interact with the app. Right? So a search agent is usually used to kind of show the right products in the right order based on user behavior. Like for example, you have purchased a lot of LG home appliances. So when you search for another home appliance, it will automatically show you an LG product at the top of the search. Then right ranking is definitely we would want a user to click and convert it into a sale, and therefore the ranking of the search products, right, is an important aspect here. Customer profiling agent, right? So different, like the example that I gave, two people would see a different product when they search. Two people would see a different price. Two people would see a different promotion when they are actually logging into the system and searching for a product, right? And how is that done? So we do a customer profiling. We look at different customer buying behaviors and then profile them and create cohorts and then give personalized offers. So customer profiling agent acts here. Then the second step is the order fulfillment agent, where it does a lot of these activities. It does the estimate the delivery time, it decides the mode of transport, it decides which packaging material to use. It also tells us from which warehouse this product has to be shipped. Third one is a transportation agent, right? Once you know from where the product has to be shipped, you would have the order allocation where you allocate the order to a particular transportation team, and then you have the first mile, mid mile, and the last mile delivery. Then you will have the route planning as well as the vehicle allocation. The next one is the inventory agent, right? So where it does the inventory replenishment and fulfillment, it what amount of what product to be kept in a store or a warehouse, right, is the inventory problem so you would want the stores to be full, all the products to be moving really fast, your customers should not be leaving empty handed. Let's say a lot of these parameters, right, factors are taken into account while actually doing a good inventory strategy. Then in sourcing, right, which vendor to select, right? Because see, different vendors have a different price. They have different transportation cost. They have a different vendor quality level, right? So how do we actually optimize it so that again, right, our products are available at the right time and cheaper, right? The store ops, right? Store planogram, like I just said, right? Where to put the products, right? What quantity to put the products, right, in the store, what promotions to give. Like a different store, a store in Bangalore would see a different promotion as compared to a store in Delhi. A store in Bangalore might have a different planogram altogether, right? As compared to Delhi. Again, depends on the purchase behavior, the type of customers. Right? Those are the factors. Returns, right? Predict the returns, how to optimize returns. See, eventually the goal is to reduce returns, right? So it might give you a coupon saying, okay, you will have a 15 rupee fee if you do a return, or something like if you do not return it, we'll give you a 100 rupee coupon, right? Something like that, right? So the goal is to reduce returns because returns are expensive. There's one more aspect which is the visual agents in retail. Right? So a lot of agentic AI is around content creation. Right? So workflow automation is one aspect that I was telling you about, but content creation is another larger scope, right? Creating codes, creating documents, like analyzing documents, creating speech or creating videos or images. Right? That is one of the also one of the prominent ways where language models actually started showing their value. Right? Therefore, visual agents are definitely a paramount thing in retail, and this is something that we use a lot in product design, right? New designs, right? Using consumer preferences and organization priorities. Right now, agents can easily do it, right? A language model, if you give it a T-shirt and tell the language model that, okay, fine, build a custom design that is for the youth, right? That maps to possibly some event, right? And it will create a custom design. Right? Catalog enrichment. Agentic AI is usually used a lot in catalog enrichment. You don't need manual labelers anymore to kind of enrich the catalog. Right? So you can have this agent that will search for similar products on the web, understand the whole catalog, what all attributes these products have, and then enrich and build a catalog for you. Right? But this, a enriched catalog, right? The more the catalog it enriched, the more it helps in search and discovery. So that is the intent. Conversational assistant, right? I mean, you would have AI avatars which will be talking to the end users during product search and help find the right product, right? Let's say you are looking at a particular product in terms of fashion. You say, okay, fine, I want this kind of effect, this kind of a jeans, this is the color, and I want it for, let's say, a formal place or a casual place, right? And I want it to be really flashy, right? So when you start giving a lot of these information, right, the conversational system, so there would be an agent there which would take your preferences, search preferences, and map it to the catalog and give you the best products that you can try. Right? So again, so conversational agents have been very prominent now. And then creative assistant, let's say you want, so you just have images, but you want a video like someone walking on the ramp wearing the product. Or possibly nowadays we have agents which where it will just take a photo of yours and it will say, okay, fine, if you are wearing this shirt, how will you look? Right? Those kind of things are very prominent visual agents, particularly in the fashion space. A few use cases like demand, inventory categorization, and promotion effectiveness, like something like, let's say we want to the forecast sales of a particular product in the next few weeks, right? And we want to categorize the inventory into different buckets, right? Now, see, in grocery, products have a shelf life, right? So you want to look at how the products are moving and then give a trigger saying that this is a set of expiry product, right? And it needs to be moved, right? Something like, let's say we have an inventory which has fortune oil, dairy milk and stuff, and then you say, okay, fine, red means something that is moving real, that is close to expiry, right? Right? And you want to move it, right? So fast, right? So you kind of do a bulk sale or liquidation or SMS promotion. So identifying what all products are risky products and then recommending the uh, customized promotion. Price optimization, right? So giving the right price of a product, right, is again, right? So think about it, right? So in fashion, we have men's jeans, right? So what all factors, right, come into place when pricing a product? Right? One is obviously you want to look at the demand. You want to have the price such that, right? The revenue is maximized or the gross margins are met, right? You do not want to like give a high test, so the margins are hit. So, but then what is a problem with being what is a challenge? So challenge is, let's say there is a Levi's jeans and a Urban Armour jeans at the 5,000 range price, and you give a discount in the Urban Armour, then the revised genes will also have a effect. So this is what we call as cannibalized competition effects. So two products are competing with each other and you give a discount in one, the others demand. So this is called cross-causal competition effects. Right? So a lot of factors we look at. So we look at cross-causal factors. We look at price causal factors, something like, let's say we know that a particular jeans, if you reduce the price, the sales has gone up, right? Which is a price elasticity. And then you have an optimizer that tries to find the optimal price for the whole set of competing products so that the margins and the revenue and the margins are right, maximized. Similarly, think about a network optimization, right? Where let's say we have 3 fulfillment centers which will move products to depots, and the depots move it to customers, right? I mean, how do you allocate products, right? Because see, when you transport a vehicle, there is a transportation cost. You do not want to have an empty vehicle moving around, right? So you want a maximal utilization of the vehicles, as well as the products should be delivered on time, right? So this decision on which vehicle which carry which product from which source to which destination is an optimizing problem, right? So I'm just trying to give you the different variety of problems that we look at in retail, and therefore agents solving these, looking at the user inputs dynamically, definitely is a big so yeah, so I think I'm almost done. So I'll just quickly tell you what are the different macroscopic blocks in an AI and data science. So a lot of folks tell me about modeling, but I would say AI is not just modeling, it is a lot about engineering and products, right? So there are these four, I would say, areas that the AI and data science space, it does not matter agentic or language models. There is product set. You can build anything in the backend in the Python code, but as long as it is not packaged as a product that the end user can use, it is of no use. Okay? So product which has full front end, back end, and full stack technologies. Then engineering, data, we get a lot of data, and then the engineering helps you, right, process the data. We use a lot of technologies like map reduce and stuff to do engineering. Right? Third is the cloud. Right? Where do you want to deploy the models? How do you manage the models? Right? The cloud and ops. And the fourth one, obviously, modeling, which is data science, time series, AI, language models, NLP. I think I just had this much. So any questions? You want me to go to any specific slide? We can go back and stuff, right? So
Yes, sir. Our students have some question. They will ask one by one.
Good afternoon, sir.
yeah.
Sir, I have one question. Could agentic AI co- co- could agentic AI contribute to job displacement, and how can we mitigate that?
See, okay, so it's a yes or no. Obviously, see, the way the jobs are happening now, right, is changing. So I won't say it will be replacing jobs, but it will automate a lot of workflows, right? And but then as students, right, we have to reskill, upskill ourselves and take it. Right? So the job that agentic AI took possibly because there's a new thing that is coming that will be coming up, right? So reskilling and upskilling is the only option. Yes, automation is happening. I mean, there's no denying to that, right? All the creative work around document generation, analysis, right? A lot of those works are getting automated because now you can upload a document to a language model and ask questions, right? I was doing a very similar exercise with for one of my uncle, right, where he had a legal agreement, and he wanted to tell me, okay, is a legal agreement a balanced agreement, fair agreement for the whatever the two parties there. I just put it into an LLM and asked questions like, is it balanced, is it constrained? Gave me all the answers. See, earlier I used to possibly would have taken the help of a legal advisor, right? I still will be doing it now, but then a lot of work is automated. Right? So yes, automation, particularly in all the workflows, definitely are getting affected. But this does not mean yeah, jobs will be lost because you learn something, you learn agentic and then move on.
Thank you, sir.
Sir, my question is, what are the future possibilities of agentic AI, and how much we can rely on of it?
Reliability is always a question because agentic models fundamentally use large language models, and large language models are stochastic in nature. And therefore, reliability, uh, um, uh, reproducibility, and robustness will always be not 100%, right? Just because it is a type of problem, right? Because large language models are stochastic, right? But it will definitely automate, right? So something like something which so all the workflows now it does not matter which domain. Agentic AI is helpful in retail, in healthcare, in any domain you talk about. You will have workflows. See, every domain has workflows, and an agent can actually replace a workflow. Now you would have questions on reliability. Let it be. See, there would be guardrails that would help us in increasing the reliability, and there would also be methods. Let's see, you can think about an activity which was like done 100% by a human. Now, let us say an agent does 80% of the work and the 20% of the review or regulatory work the human does. Right? It's still an 80% saving for
Yes, sir. Okay, thank you.
you.
Good afternoon, sir.
Good.
My question is, who will take the responsibility if an AI agent cause harm or malfunction?
Yes, so yes, so I mean, a lot of places now do the disclaimers, but the things have actually changed in the technology world. We have got a lot of guardrails now, where the output of an agent, right, before it is sent to the end user, the guardrails kind of which are so the guardrails are mostly deterministic in nature. So the output of agent is stochastic, but the guardrails are deterministic, and these guardrails try to reduce this malfunction. At a lot of places, it will just prevent it and say that okay, fine, the agent just could not solve the problem instead of giving a wrong solution, right? Yes, so those guardrails are now becoming very prominent, and I think that is the only way at this point.
So I have one more question. How do we tell the difference between goal misalignment and unexpected actions taken by AI to complete its goal?
What is the first one? Goal misalignment and
And unexpected actions taken by AI to achieve its goal.
see, see, okay, first is when an action is being taken, it is always taken based on a goal. Misalign, the places where this will happen is where you have actually taken an action based on a goal, and then possibly you have moved and you have seen that, and the environment is not behaving as per the expected behavior. Then what happens is, then see, think about it, like it's more like those Markov chains where you can only take an action based on one previous state. But after you go to the next state, right, that previous state has now become vanished, it has become a new previous state. So if the environment behaves not as expected, then there might be reasons that you will have to redo the goal setup. It is possible.
So I have an example like हम जैसे कि किसी AI को कुछ टास्क देते हैं बट वो उसके जगह कुछ आगे ही बढ़ के करता है लाइक हम लोग उसको बड़े स्केल मिले तो जैसे कि हम लोग सर्वर पे जो लोड पड़ता है उसको रिड्यूस करने का टास्क देते हैं बट वो सडनली सर्वर पूरा शट डाउन कर देता है ताकि मतलब ये काम को करने के लिए ऐसा कुछ सिचुएशन हो तब क्या कर सकते हैं
देखो, this is possibly, see, see, there is an optimization in it, fine. So what it is doing, it is taking an action, and the way it is taking an action is it is planning to optimize something. It is trying to minimize something or maximize something. Possibly here it is trying to maximize the utilization of the server. But then if the goal is defined, I would say the goal is not defined properly in terms of the constraints are not defined, like all the edges, right? Then it might find something that is feasible, but it is not expected as per the goal.
Yes, sir.
So
Thank you.
it is happening means it is missing. It means there's a gap in the constraints somewhere.
Thank you, sir.
Good afternoon, sir.
Good
My
afternoon.
name is Smriti Pandey. So my question is, as we all know that AI agents are used in retail, so what are the other examples of it that we unaware?
In retail or what?
Yes, sir.
In retail or other domains?
Other
What do you
domains, sir.
want? Other domains, right? Yes, a lot of other domains, right? Like for example, uh, you look at healthcare, right? So in healthcare, right, I think that we were exploring one of the agents in healthcare where the whole activity, right, where let's say you are going to a clinic or a hospital and you first go and meet someone from the executive desk, right? And this person will take your existing files, and then if you request for an appointment, we'll set up an appointment with a doctor at a specific time. And then before you visit the doctor, you kind of are asked to go to possibly a place where they do all the basic measurements like simply like blood pressure and weight and stuff, and then they go to the doctor, right? Or sometimes you also you also do basic tests and then go to the doctor, right? Now here there are multiple things, right? So this whole process now is automated, where you just go, you just check in at a place and you say you have an appointment, then it will automatically give you the waiting time and will automatically tell you to which room you have to go, right? And when you go to that room, you get the stuff done, then the agent puts you into the queue for the doctor's cabin. So the stuff a nurse or a lady who was supposed to do will be done completely by the agent. This is just a very, very standard thing that is now being employed in different, because here the margins for error are very less and there is a clear value realization that is visible, right? Because now you will not have a person, executive assistant or a nurse to do all this activity.
Thank you, sir.
Good afternoon, sir. Myself
Yeah.
Shreya Chaube. Sir, what is the main feature of agentic?
Yeah, so the main feature of the are those five things. First is autonomy, like automation, right? Second is it will take its decision by yourself. So you explicitly do not put rules around it, saying that see, classic traditionally what we used to do, like let's say there is a function, right? If the function the specific input, if the output is let's say one, do this activity. If the output is 2, do this activity. If the output is 3, do this activity, right? But we also never talk about what if the output is 2, 1, 2 or not, or 3, right? There might be an edge case. Right? But here in agentic, what happens is that we do not specify the rule at all, right? So the agent itself does the reasoning and tells us, okay, fine, if the input is this or the environment behavior is like this, then these are the 3 steps that we have to follow. Okay. So autonomy, reasoning by itself, right? And then I think the other two things, right? The planning and decision making process. Those are all few aspects that see it's more like you're just emulating a human, right? So LLM is the brain, and the agent is possibly the thing that a human does, right? So.
Good afternoon, sir.
Good afternoon.
Sir, my name is Shruti Pandey. I have very basic question. that what makes AI agentic rather being just reactive?
Okay, so it is, yeah, it is not reactive. Yes, the reason why it is just not reactive is because of the reasoning ability. So it reasoning ability, reasoning on the fly is also an important thing, right? Because you do not predict what the environment does. See, reactive is a react. Let's say you know all the 20 ways the environment will react. And then for all of those 20 ways, you have the you have the rules defined, right? Let's say if the environment reacts like one, then this is the follow-up action. If it reacts like two, it is a follow-up action, right? But that is like the 100% reactive case, right? But in agentic, it is not reactive because it does not take into account, it does not have a prior information of what the environment does. It takes a decision on the fly based on what the environment is, right? So it is I would say it's also, I would say, discriminative. It is proactive, right? Because it sometimes what it does is it kind of predicts what can happen and will actually take an action based on what is the potential reactive thing, right? So it can look into those and also take a proactive, right? So all of this proactiveness kind of activity, right, keeps it away from being 100% reactive system.
Thank you, sir.
Good afternoon, sir.
Good afternoon.
I have a question. This agentic AI, how will manage their multiple conflicting tasks?
Okay, so that's a very good question. So agentic AI, so there are multiple architectures to do it. So one of the architecture is if there's a conflicting task, it does the re-reasoning to it, right? So the thing is, it will first see two tasks very rarely come at the same time, right? So if both the tasks want to use a same kind of set of tool or the output of the same tool, right? Then it will wait for the for the task to be completed, and then directly it can go to the next task, or it will go back into the reasoning layer and then go to the next task, right? So both are the types of ways that conflicting tasks do happen. So see, conflicting happens when both happen at the same time, but they don't do it that way. It's mostly there is always one after them.
Okay, sir. Thank you.
Good afternoon, sir.
Good afternoon.
My name is Kishan Kaushik. First of all, thank you for this introductory session on the agentic AI for retail. My question to you is, what are the skills that we require in a team for successfully deploying agentic AI in the retail environments?
So yeah, so I think all the four things that I showed, right? You should have a good set of people who will build the product, which is mostly front-end engineers or full-stack engineers or mobile app engineers. And then you would have a good engineering team, with people who can process the data at scale, because retail or any transactional space, right, the size of data and the variety of data is really vast. So processing the data at scale and at speed, right, needs a lot of distributed computing capability, right? Because before it goes to a model or before it goes to a dashboard, it has to be processed, it has to be aggregated, and that is expensive. So data engineering. The third one is, where do you want to deploy the models, right? Ops, right, where you want it, and also if it's a real-time system, you want it to be available all the time. You want it to have the minimal lag, right? So ops, managing the ops is definitely required. And the fourth one, right, a language model or an agentic model or a data science DS model, right? So a modeler. So all the four skills are required to build the right. A person can learn all four, obviously, but to build the right, I would say, AI product that will be useful.
Yes, sir. There is one more question, sir. There is a new context protocol known as MCP, Model Context Protocol. Is it already being used in the agentic AI, or can it be used in the agentic AI for the enhancement?
Yes, it can be used for enhancement, but we have not started using it. It is still, I would say, at an advanced research place where we are looking, or we are mostly looking at published places where it has been successful, and even in language models, some of the agentic systems also they have launched the beta version with the MCPs in it. We have not used, but definitely it helps in reducing the hallucination. It helps in reducing the conflicts. It helps in having a lot of guardrails and regulatory things inbuilt, or I would say inherent in it. So a lot of advantages are definitely that is being published in the research world. We have not used it yet, yes, but I think it will be used eventually.
Yes, sir. Understood, sir. Thank you.
गुड आफ्टरनून सर. सर मेरा क्वेश्चन ये है कि व्हाट आर्किटेक्चर्स और मॉडल्स वी यूज टू डेवलप एजेंटिक एआई सिस्टम्स टुडे.
See, a lot of, at this point, right, it is, I think it is divided into two parts. Right? One is whether you want to build a system from scratch, or you want to use agentic AI, because language models are democratized. Like a lot of language models are already available. You can either take a open source language model from Hugging Face, deploy it in your system and use it in a closed fence environment, or you can always use a Grok or a Chat GPT or a Gemini, an API based, right? So you don't have to build it anymore, right? Right? But then, and also second thing is agents, right? A lot of these beautiful apps are available like Crew.ai, LangChain, where building agents is just right 5 lines of code or 10 lines of code, right? That is one aspect which is more about the applied part where you kind of use these off the shelf for solving a business use case. Then there is another class of area where you built all of these. Like let's say you want to have a language model that is fine-tuned on retail data. You kind of do fine-tuning or possibly training from the scratch, right? Or you want to build an agent from the scratch, right? Again, LangChain has this capability, right? So architectures are obviously different for both, right? You might have to choose one of these, right? So
थैंक यू सर.
Thank you, Dr. Kumar, for a nice talk. Today, on the day of National Technology Day, we are celebrating here. And it was a very nice session, in fact, and all the students have enjoyed a lot. And it was a really very good question answer session also. You have answered questions of all the students very well. And as the AI agent is a new buzzword nowadays in the field of AI, so at least today, on the day of National Technology Day, our students, they came to know what actually AI agent is and how it actually works. And in near future, they can work in AI agent also. They can do small project in AI agent. However, they are having curriculum. There is a curriculum, part of curriculum. AI and export system and machine learning is the part of their curriculum. But today we have explored AI agent very well. I am very much thankful to you. In spite of your busy schedule, you have joined online today and delivered a nice talk on behalf of my department, Computer Science and Application Department of Atal Bihari Vajpayee University, which is a public state university of the Chhattisgarh. I am very much thankful to you for joining today and for a wonderful deliberation. I request Dr. Shreya for a formal vote of thanks now.
Thank you before it. Thank you, sir, for inviting me, and thank you all the students, right, for sitting and listening to me. I know it's lunch time, but you're still patiently listening to what I said. I think, and thanks to other faculty members also who are all there. It's very difficult for me to see you because obviously it's in the camera and stuff. Yeah, and thanks again, sir, for giving this invitation.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you so much, sir. So, as we know that we are moving towards the conclusion of today's inaugural session, I take this opportunity to express our heartfelt gratitude. So, first of all, I would like to thank our esteemed guest, Dr. Akansha Kumar, for his valuable time and for your enlightening and inspiring address on agentic AI. Thank you so much, sir. Now I extend my thanks to our Honorable Vice Chancellor, Professor A.D.N. Vajpayee, sir, our Registrar, Mr. Shailendra Dubey, sir, and our Head of the Department, Dr. H.S. Hota, sir, for his support and for organizing this 2 days lecture and celebration of this National Technology Day. Thank you, sir. Thank you to our organizing team of the Department of Computer Science and Application. Thank you, Professor Prerna, Professor Ankita, Professor Jitendra, sir, Dr. Pallavi, ma'am, and thank you all the participants.
Sanskar also.
Sanskar also. And special thanks to all our students for attending this session so nicely. आपने बहुत डिसिप्लिन मेंटेन किया और इतने सारे क्वेश्चंस किए, एक्टिवली पार्टिसिपेट किए, उसके लिए स्पेशल थैंक्स. और जो हमारे स्टूडेंट कोऑर्डिनेटर थे संस्कार शर्मा, थैंक यू सो मच संस्कार. थैंक यू वन एंड ऑल प्रेजेंट हियर. थैंक यू सो मच. अभी हमारा सेशन, ये इनॉग्रल सेशन ख़त्म हुआ है, इसके बाद क्विज़ सेशन है और प्रेजेंटेशन भी है. तो क्विज़ क्वेश्चन पेपर रेडी है, आपके पास क्वेश्चन पेपर आएंगे, ठीक है. आपको 10 मिनट सर, 15 मिनट, 15 मिनट्स दिए जाएंगे और आपको ऑप्शनल है, ठीक है. आपको एक ऑप्शन टिक करना है, उसके बाद हम यहाँ पे रिज़ल्ट डिस्प्ले करेंगे. कुणाल, आई रिक्वेस्ट कुणाल एंड आदित्य. क्वेश्चन पेपर में अपना नाम और क्लास ज़रूर लिखेंगे सबसे ऊपर में. अपना मोबाइल सब लोग अंदर कर लीजिए, मोबाइल जमा कर दीजिए स्टेज में. सारे कोऑर्डिनेटर्स जो